Dragon has become the signature coaster at the Legoland theme parks worldwide. This ride starts with a medieval-themed dark ride bit, before heading outdoors for a coaster section. And one of the first ones to open was Dragon at Legoland Windsor. This one is quite a bit different than the others though, and I will explain why in this review. Legoland Windsor opened its doors in 1996. This would be the second operating LEGO park after Legoland Billund. Both these parks plan to add a Dragon coaster for the 1997 season. Billund opened theirs on time. This will be a Mach-powered coaster, the only version not to be gravity-driven. Windsor's was delayed until 1998. This version will be built by WGH Transportation, a now defunct English manufacturer. This company built just 6 roller coasters, all in the UK, and Dragon was the largest of the bunch. This one's layout is tucked in a field set back from the midway, so you can't see too much of the coaster itself. Not that the track is much of a looker anyway. The once red rails have faded to a brownish color. However, you cannot miss this coaster's station building. It is a massive gray castle designed to look like it was erected with Lego bricks. It looks amazing. The castle is rightfully the focal point of the Knights Kingdom section of the park. And you may spend some time in there if you want to ride it. Dragon often has the longest queue of any of the park's coasters. It hovers around the 30 to 45 minute mark most days. If you head there within the first hour, you should have a much shorter wait. A lot of guests seeking a coaster at park opening now head for Minifigure Speedway, which is located on the complete opposite side of the park. But Dragon will build up a queue by noon and maintain it for the rest of the day. You can also bypass the wait with the park's Reserve and Ride Skip the Line Pass. This comes in multiple flavors. The all-day options cost £20 to £100 from memory. I believe these cost £8 to £10 the day I visited, but their price can fluctuate depending on crowds. The coaster has an okay throughput. The trains seat 28 riders each, as they are comprised of 7 cars with 2 rows of 2. This part is actually pretty good. The issue is that this coaster is a long duration. It is roughly 3.5 minutes long due to the lengthy dark ride sequence and multiple lift hills. The coaster uses 2 trains, but given this ride's length and popularity, I really wish there had been a way to support 3 train operations. At the end of the queue, you reach a dark and atmospheric station. There, you are assigned a row, but if you ask nicely, the crew will honor row requests. I think this coaster offers a better experience towards the front. While you don't get the usual unobstructed view due to the large dragon head up front, the ride has some shockingly good laterals in the first car. I was not expecting to be bent over my seat on this unassuming coaster at a Legoland park, yet that is exactly what it did. The seats are a bit narrower than other coasters, so it can be a tight squeeze if you have 2 adults riding together. Both guests are then secured by a shared lap bar. Then if you're sitting on the left side, there's a seat belt as well. As a result, this is where the smaller guests should sit. Once secured, you are dispatched with some fog and lighting effects. You then slowly wind through a 1.5 minute long dark ride sequence. It is very well done. It is entirely composed of physical sets. They are full and busy, and I love the distinctive LEGO style. A lot of the characters are static, but some do have limited movement. The scenes will be familiar if you've ridden the other Dragon coasters, but the scenes seem closer to the track in this one. A few characters are seemingly right on top of you. You pass through the castle, seeing different royal members and servants. Eventually, you come face to face with a large smoke-breathing dragon. It is the most impressive figure on the ride by far given its scale. The final part of the dark ride portion is a long hallway. It's a bit awkward. They try to plus it with strobes and a Merlin at the very end of the hallway, but there isn't much else to see here relative to everything else. You then emerge and have the first lift hill. It is not overly tall, but it's funky because it's S-shaped. Not many lift hills can say that. You then have a slightly curved drop left. Due to the long train, you get some very nice pull in the back of the car. Then the pullout has this weird kink that offers sudden laterals. This is followed by an underbanked leftward turn. The lack of banking is a recurring theme with this ride. Those in front get good laterals and are pushed to the right side of the train. They diminish in strength the further back you go, but the lats are still okay in the back. I also like how this part hugs the ground, which is another commonality with this ride. This is then followed by a straightaway. The laterals from the prior turn subside suddenly, so I'd fall over the center of the train here. Then comes a rightward turn. It is angled upwards and super tight. The front gets solid laterals here because they're pushed into it, but you bleed off too much speed to get any in the back. This leads to another S-shaped lift hill. The placement of this one is particularly fascinating. It travels underneath the first lift, and more impressively, it traverses a road. But rather than cutting across it perpendicularly to have the shortest path over it, the track continues down the road for a bit, leading to this complex truss support structure. Once at the top, you have the ride's largest drop. It is not overly tall in the grand scheme of things, but it builds up fine speed and has okay pull in the back. I suspect this is where you hit the max speed of 31 miles per hour or 50 kilometers per hour. You head into a brief tunnel and then you start turning right. This is the wildest part of the ride. This is yet another severely underbanked turn, so you get some surprisingly intense laterals here. They are very strong in front. I was folded over my seat. They are tamer in back, but still solid. Next is a spiral. It offers some respectable laterals and positive Gs in front. Those sensations are once again much milder in the back. Then the coaster finishes with the real-life equivalent of autocomplete. You have this quick rise. Then, it transitions to this awkward-looking upward S-bend with booster tires. It looks janky as heck, but thankfully it's actually smooth. On that note, this whole coaster is smooth, which is something I was a bit worried about going in. I had never been on a WGH coaster, so I had no idea what to expect, but it is comfortable start to finish. You then return to the station, ending the nearly 3.5 minute long experience. The coaster only travels 1,388 feet, or 423 meters of track in that time, but you have to remember, a good chunk of that duration is caused by the show scenes and 3 lift hills. What would I rate the Dragon? I would give this coaster a 7 out of 10. This is a good family coaster. The dark ride section at the start is strong enough to be a standalone attraction. Then the coaster bit is enjoyable as well, namely because of those laterals. I was cackling with delight as I slid side to side across the seat. It doesn't offer much else in terms of force, but the lats alone make this coaster section notable. How does this compare to the other Dragon coasters out there? The dark ride portions feel mostly similar, but the coaster sections vary wildly. This is much better than Billund's. That one is very tame and devoid of forces, which is pretty typical for a powered coaster. I also prefer Windsor's version to the ones at the California and Florida parks. Those ones are Vekoma Jr. coasters. A few of the turns are solid, but they're a step down intensity-wise. The remaining Legolands have Azir Force 5. 7 of these exist worldwide. I prefer these ones because they offer superior speed and positive Gs, but Windsor's is not too far off given the laterals. Those are my thoughts on the Dragon at Legoland Windsor. What are your thoughts on this coaster? Do you like how it's different than the other versions? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.